talked about this, that often I date younger men. Why does this keep, I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again. Because I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous?
All right, before we go to it, let me play this other clip. Basically, is adding to what Tracee Ellis was talking about. This is what Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. This is what Kevin Samuels said about her years ago.
Are not selecting Tracee Ellis Ross's. Not for men are not selecting Tracee Ellis Ross's. Not for marriage. She can still get it. There are a lot of guys who would slay that easy, would have no problem even being seen with her in public. But would a man that she wants do it? Let's say, imagine the man that Tracee Ellis Ross would get. Chances are he would be younger. Maybe some up-and-coming young actor. Can you imagine a woman like Tracee Ellis Ross with a 58-year-old CEO of a Fortune 50 company, an accomplishment? No, they needed a completely different woman. And that's the ultimate point. The longer you're by yourself, the less likely you are a good fit for anybody else. Men are not selecting Tracee Ellis Ross's. Not for marriage. She can still get it. There are a lot of guys who would slay that easy, would have no problem even being seen with her in public. But would a man that she wants?
All right, so Tracee Ellis been in the news. She had a interview on Michelle Obama's, which is Barack Obama's podcast, and basically, she basically said she had a problem with dating men her age because she called it toxic masculinity. She called it being controlled, and she said that's why she preferred dating much younger dudes. And she still, basically in the interview, she said she loves being single, and she don't have no plans on getting married, and she still thinks she's high value. So now what I have noticed is that the woman bagged her. Right? But then they turn around and bad Shannon for sleeping with younger women. So I just find that how one end they call one person, the man, creepy for doing it. But then when the woman who's also in her 50s too, sleeping with much younger men, does it, oh girl, you do your thing, you still got it. And this is what I'm talking about. Why is it these motherfuckers keep getting so much undeserved leverage to get away with shit, but then we get penalized and found guilty in a court of public opinion all the goddamn time? You know what I'm saying? It's just bananas to me. But my question to y'all is, what's your thoughts on Tracee Ellis Ross? Because she's hit her wall and she doesn't realize it yet. I think she doesn't realize it yet because she's still popular. But she's 50-something years old, and she is not the same. If you look at her, you see it. It's going away.
Exactly.
It's gone. She almost out the door. Yeah. Trust, what's your thoughts on that?
You know, first off, you know, I fuck with what's her name? Tracee Adams. I know her from Girlfriends. I don't really know her name. Yeah. I know I know that's the singer daughter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really keep up with their names and all that. You know what I'm saying? if she's going out and fucking with youngsters, that tells you a lot about the psychology of this woman. You see what I'm saying? She don't want nobody to tell her shit.
Thank you.
Nobody to tell her shit. So she go and scoop up these little youngsters. She got that money. She can push them around. Or we doing this. We gonna do it like this. You know what I'm saying? So the chances of her running into a husband with that type of psychology going on,
it's not gonna happen.
It's slim to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Zero.
But and then another thing shows you a lot about her psychology and what's going on in her mind. You know, sometimes we act like we don't care about something in order to take away from it, try to give it less power. So she says that I don't want to be married. I'd rather be single.
That's a lie.
That's a bold-faced lie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a bold-faced lie, because relationships is something that women value. Women value relationships more than men. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You get an old man, you know what I'm saying? If he can get him a shot of pussy every now and then, shit, he don't mind being in that house by his goddamn self, chilling, scratching his balls. He want his peace.
See? Yes, sir.
You think so? But I know so. I know so. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather right now is about 70-something years old. Yeah. My grandma been gone about 17 years. About 17 years. Yeah. Shit, he ain't chasing no woman. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But do you think, because I would think that men value the relationship more than women.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Even look at a relationship that's on an equal basis. Even look at a relationship that's on an equal basis. A man is quicker to say, man, fuck this shit, I'm gone.
I don't
that part I disagree.
I disagree with that.
A man is quicker to say, fuck this shit, I'm gone.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you why. A man is quicker to say, fuck this shit, I'm gone. Women outnumber men 5-1. They outnumber men 5-1. So
men don't leave relationships.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't. Men don't leave relationships. We'll sit there in our misery. Yeah, we'll sit there in misery.
Yeah, we'll be miserable.
We'll sit there miserably.
I'm gonna tell you, if you pay attention, hey, Trump. No, I know. Hey, Trump. Yeah. You
wait. Let's go back to when we introduced
Grandma and Grandpa used to have separate beds.
Hold on, one mic.
I'm sorry.
No, just either one, just one mic.
Yeah. I was just saying, because you remember back in the day, Grandma and Grandpa, after so many years, they get their own rooms or their own beds, but they still together. But you know what I'm saying? They not even in the same bed together after so long, because the man like, shit, I ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. So we just deal with it, you know? And that's what it is, you know? But with Tracee, like you were saying, man, what happened is these women, she grew up in a messed up era. She grew up in that era where women was like, I don't need a man. I'm independent. She's the last of the independent woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a generation.
A whole new generation of them bitches. Bullshit.
Now listen, they coming, but they starting to realize that, hey, I need a man for something, because there's so much information out there. See, that generation, they didn't get that information. They saw them mamas leaving them daddies and saying, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get on up. And that's what happened. And she did it. And she watched and was like, I ain't gonna get done like my mama. I ain't gonna get done like this here. And with you choosing like that, you never find love. See, we talk a relationship. Do you love the person? Why you want to be with that person? So if you fall in love with somebody, that's a word I don't hear often. Love, you don't worry about that other shit. You don't worry about they got, they don't have. I just love you. I want to be with you all the time. Y'all will figure it out. They don't have that. They always looking, do you got a job? What's your credit score? If you doing that, you're not going to find no man, because it's not going to work. So, she out the game.
what I'm gonna say is, I think we're talking about two different times because today's woman is taught by her mother not to value a man. That's your first problem right now. The mother has been corrupted so bad to where now the child has been taught. This is from stemming on down now that the child has been taught not to value the man or not to want to be what Tracee Ellis says, controlled or anything. It's not about control. If a man loves you, he's going to try to guide you in the right way.
Protection.
Yeah, he's trying to protect you. Therefore, you may not like that because you're not used to it. She's not used to that. She's not used to a man that's trying to protect her. So now what that could probably indicate is that she probably didn't have a male figure in her life when she was coming up. And this woman is 50 years old, y'all. So we can't say that she was in the time, in the era where you can't say that. She came up in our era. In our era, we were taught to stay with our wives, no matter what happened. No matter what happened, you are taught to stay with your wife. I don't give a damn if I cheat, she cheat, whatever. We gonna be together because that's what the fuck we did. That's how we came into this thing. Now we're gonna stop you from cheating. We're gonna do whatever we can to do that. And if we can't, then it turns into a different situation. But we were not taught to just leave. No, as a man, we sit up and deal with shit that you know, man, I ain't gotta deal with this, but I'm here. And I do that mostly because the structure of what we've already created.
One thing that I tell people is that men, we truly love unconditionally.
Exactly. Women don't.
For real.
Women don't.
They do not.
They don't.
They love with a condition. They love with a condition.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I'm a little different then, because I leave a bitch. Bitch, get the tripping.
See that I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna say I don't know much. But are you married?
It's a statistical fact, though, that most men.
I'm not married at all. I'm not married at all.
See, you answered it right there. So that's the difference right there.
Most men, when they make that commitment, they stay with it.
That women file for divorce almost 3 times at a higher rate than men, which proves that men
over stupid stuff.
Fight.
Yeah,
I'm not happy. You know the saying, men will be unhappy for the sake of the family and the relationship, but the woman will leave her family and husband to be happy.
To be happy, she values happy more than she values her family.
Yeah. You know, but it's when I think about it, and because I watched half the interview, I really couldn't take it no more. But it really sickened me, man, because she was making statements like, calling us toxic masculinity and how she can't deal with it. And then she was saying the reason why I like younger guys is because they're more fluid, which was suspect as fuck to me.
Yes,
that's definitely a ABC gender, one of the genders, and I'm like, what the fuck just that shit made me cringe. Like, fluid, bitch? What you mean fluid? What kind of nigga fluid?
What that mean?
Got flow to him.
Well, so I'm like, all she had to do was say, was she trying to say gender fluid, bitch? Was you talking in code? You know what I'm saying? And it just sickened me. And what killed me was she sat there and she just had this. Like she still thinks she that 20-year-old bitch. She thinks
that's part of the problem. That is part of the problem.
You can't tell Tracee nothing.
No.
And I'm like, girl, your face is shrinking in. Like you out of there.
You're not the same.
You're not the same.
You're not
you
the
ain't
same.
that shit.
Hey, once scroll through Instagram, she'll find that out. Ain't bullshit. That roll up on that motherfucker.
Yes. And it's like, and what I saw was I basically saw a woman that it's almost like she hate her, she want to be a man so bad. And here's the caveat part. Here's the ironic part. Your mama liked the younger men too. She fucked with Mike when he was young.
I knew where you was going.
She fucked with Michael Jackson.
But peep this here. Peep this, right?
But yeah.
I think she delusional. In a point, and when I say that is, she still thinks she got a chance when she knows she don't, And I think that's why she putting it out there like, I don't want an older man. That's what you want. You asking for anything now.
No,
you
she
really
don't want an older man. No, she don't want an older man.
No, I'm saying if an older man comes, she gonna take anything right now because she in last place. You understand what I'm trying to say?
She won't because she would have.
But no, I'm saying when I'm saying that when they start talking about it, when they start opening up about it and saying it, they letting you know they on the last.
Okay,
I'm
so
desperate.
this is where I say we give these motherfuckers too much credit. They not that whole. Here's my point. The average, if you go to the average black family get together, majority of them aunts and aunties and daughters and adult nieces. And I know it's gonna be controversial. Most of them ain't married.
No, they ain't gonna be married.
But you see my point. But so what my point is we give them the reason why it's ended up like that is because we've given them too much credit. Oh, you hard, you independent, you a strong black. We gotta stop telling them motherfuckers that shit because that's where it's getting them. Old and lonely.
See, and that's for the dumb ones because the ones who know need to know. You know what I'm saying?
But let's be real. We did, and I'm saying this as a whole. We did that to them because I'm gonna tell you something. I even see some men have poisoned their daughters. Yeah, baby, you don't need nobody but me. They cock block. They want their daughter to be virgins till they 40. You know what I'm saying? Look, I tell motherfuckers this all the time. Your son gonna end up eating pussy and your daughter gonna end up sucking a dick. That's not that is your child, not your spouse.
And that's a hard truth.
You can't.
Am I lying?
Don't do that.
Hard truth, though.
Don't do that.
True.
It's true.
Don't do
Ain't
it.
nothing that ain't true about that.
Hey, you can't. They can't handle the truth. You know that. They can't handle the truth, man.
Act like bitches, and these girls act like niggas because we treating them like they're our spouse. It's not your daughter, not your wife. Your son, not your husband.
But that's what happens when they don't have a husband. See, that's what people don't realize. When you break that family structure up, that type of bullshit happens. If you got a man and a woman in the house, that type of shit ain't gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? Her focus on him, everybody focus right. But when the woman don't have a man, her focus on the kids and she projects her whole life through the kids and fuck them up. And that's all they do. Women gonna make a mini me. That's all they gonna do, you know.